Hi, friends. So this story takes place in a fictional world. But did you know that right now, more than 2 billion people around the globe are experiencing homelessness or insecure housing? It's nearly 1 in 8 people. In the US alone, almost 600,000 people are homeless on any given night. This is a serious issue. If you want to learn more or help those in need, there's a link down below to the Coalition for the Homeless. Also, quick announcement before we jump in, I have a new podcast. It's called Off the Page, and it's about the weird ways our brains process true crime stories. Thick, still resentful air. Mom changed. Her laughter disappeared. She cooked less. She watched TV with the volume too high, even when no one was in the room. No apology. No, I didn't mean just a hollow slam that felt more final than a funeral bell. The first night, I slept in my car. I parked behind the 24-hour grocery store near the freeway. My back ached against the stiff seat, and the duffel made for a terrible pillow. But I slept. Restless, broken, but I slept. The next morning, I drove to the public library. Free Wi-Fi, clean bathrooms, washed up in the sink with paper towels and my last bit of travel soap. I found a job listing board online and applied to everything. Graphic design, data entry, even a delivery assistant gig. I told myself I'd figure it out, one step at a time. I thought maybe if I stayed with her a while after the funeral, helped her with bills, got groceries, fixed the leaky sink, just showed up, it would make things easier. I found a room for rent in a shared house, just big enough for a bed and a small desk. The guy who owns the place is named Cliff. He's got a dog named Marty who barks at shadows but falls asleep on your feet. Rent's cheap, internet's fast. It's not much, but it's mine. And you know what? I'm okay. It took me getting kicked out of my childhood home, getting called a leech by the woman who raised me, to realize that sometimes you can love someone and they still won't see you. They'll still compare you to the version of success they wanted, not the version you became. But that doesn't mean you stop being. I still think about her every day. I wonder if she regrets it. If she looks at my old room and feels that cold emptiness, she realizes how close we could have been, how much we both lost. I haven't blocked her number, but she hasn't called. Not once. I sent her a message last week, just said I was safe, had a roof over my head, and that I hoped she was doing okay. She left it on read. No reply, it hurt, but not as much as it used to. Pain, I've learned, changes shape over time. First, it burns like fire, and it simmers like ash, settling in the corners of your heart, reminding you where not to go barefoot. But eventually, you learn to step around it. Ivy got a small client, Noan, indie coffee shop owner, who needed a new logo and social media rebranding. He loved my designs. Said I had real vision. It's the first time in a long time I felt like I was actually seen. Some nights I still lie awake and replay her words. You're just a leech, like a song stuck on repeat. But then I look at the room around me, the mess I made, the sketches pinned to the wall, the faint bark of Marty in the hallway, and I realize I'm not. I'm surviving. I'm growing. I'm learning to define myself outside of someone else's shadow. Maybe that's the truest kind of independence for both of us. But 3 months turned into 6. Started doing more freelance design work to help pay utilities. I wasn't making much, but I contributed. Every paycheck, a portion went toward groceries, electric, gas. I even mowed the lawn, cleaned out the gutters, things Dad used to do. But no matter what I did, it was like I was invisible in my own home. Or worse, a burden. I talk about all sorts of things like confirmation bias, the Dunning-Kruger effect, scapegoating, Stockholm syndrome. Had made her some tea, set the cup on the counter, and casually mentioned that I got a few new clients through Upwork. I thought she'd be happy, proud even. I was starting to make steady money. I could finally look for a small apartment. But she didn't even look up from the sink. She just muttered, "That's nice," and kept scrubbing a pan like it owed her something. So, I tried again. I said, "Mom, I think I'll be able to move out by the end of next month." And that's when she turned. She slammed the pan into the sink, water splashing onto the counter in her blouse. Her eyes, dark, piercing, met mine. I saw years of resentment spill over in that one look. "End of next month," she hissed. "Why not now?" "Why not 3 months ago?" Said the same thing back in May. I stumbled over my words, trying to explain the irregular income, the unpaid invoices, the rent prices being crazy high.
Oh.
But she wasn't hearing any of it. "You're just a leech, Ryan. You always have been. Sucking off this house off me? Your sister? She sends me money. She checks in. She's useful. You just sit in that room with your stupid little laptop. Making what, flyers? T-shirt graphics?" That's when she stormed off. Came back with my duffel bag half packed, half dumped, and threw it toward the front door. Then she grabbed my jacket and keys from the hook, tossed them too, and screamed, "Leave!" Now, I wanted to scream back. I wanted to remind her of the nights I stayed up while she cried in the dark, the dinners I made, the jobs I worked, the roof I helped fix, the bills I helped cover. I wanted to throw something, anything, just so she could feel the heat of my pain. But I didn't. Instead, I picked up the duffel, slung it over my shoulder, took my keys, and walked outside. It's super interesting. New episodes premiere every Friday wherever you listen to podcasts. And now, without further ado, let's get into the story. It's strange how a single sentence can burn itself into your brain like a brand permanent. Scalding. Strata student, president of her class, always the polite one, always had a plan. Me, I was quieter. I liked art. I doodled in margins. I got lost in stories. I didn't always meet expectations, but I tried. God, I tried. Worked part-time through community college, paid for my own textbooks, and took care of the house when Mom got her migraines. I didn't go to med school like Hannah. I didn't become an accountant like Dad had hoped. I just became me, and apparently that wasn't enough. "You're just a leech." That's what she said. Not in frustration, not even in confusion, but with fire. And when she threw my bags out onto the porch like trash, there was no tear in her eye, no hesitation in her voice, just pure disgust. And I didn't say a word back. I left, silently. I can still hear the zipper on my duffel bag hitting the wooden porch as it landed. It made a dull thud, and I remember watching the bag bounce a little, then settle on its side, the old patchwork corner pressing against the grain of the steps. That bag has been with me since college. It's torn, stained, smells like stale detergent, and has seen better days, but it's mine. It was all I had in that moment, really, that in a half-drained sense of self-worth. Growing up, I wasn't the golden child. That was my sister Hannah. After Dad died, the house got heavy, not just with grief, but with air. The day she snapped, it wasn't even a big fight. We were just in the kitchen. The air was colder than I expected. It felt good on my face, almost numbing. I heard the door slam behind me. That was the last sound she made. It's been 3 weeks now. Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to support the podcast. I'll see you next time.